123 for Skippy. He'll want to improve there. Brad does a 116.9 as well. Look how close that is. Between the front four, Spoonie up there as well with 117.1. Very, very close between them. Sloth is on his way. There's a Ferrari about to go over as well. That's Levi at 120.5. Last week's joint driver of the day along with Colin. And Sloth goes to P6 with a 118.4. Here's Swanton. Maybe doing his second warm-up lap, as he often does. The Mercedes also both out there. In fact, let's go and see Joker now as he comes round the long banked final corner. And let's see what Joker can put up. 117.0, P3 for Joker. Very tight at the top.
Only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8.
Seemingly off the pace, so this was another warm-up lap for him. 120.3 for him. He'll be way higher than 15th, I can assure you. Currently in a three-way battle for the title with Simon and Brad. Smug on an out lap, as is Al Newt. And Roddy the Kid now as well. The last three to set a time. Let's see, is anyone on a flyer? Mr. Pickle is indeed on a flyer. He's taken 1.5 seconds out of his time. He's going to climb the order here. Mr. Pickle goes to P6. 117.2 for Mr. Pickle. Levi climbs to P11, 117.9. Good couple of seconds for Ferrari there. Here comes Swanton. And that's more like it. It's provisional pole. 116.9. All three of them are in the 116.9s. And Swanton takes provisional pole. Smug now midway through his lap. He's on medium tyres here. So wants to save a set of the softs. And here comes Smug to the line. 118.8 puts him in P16. Here's Al Newt. Don't forget, folks, if you're not already following, do give us a follow on Twitch and Kick. It's Blobby_Butler. And Dynamic Racing League UK, all one word, on Twitch as well. Like, follow, subscribe, give us a comment in the chat. Here comes Al Newt, and it's a 118.7 for him, putting him in 16th place. Roddy the Kid, the last one to set a time. as we just passed halfway through the session. 18-minute qualifying session, remember. Followed by a 33-lap race. And of course the same format applies now on Blobby Monday as well. And we'll be at the same track. So a bit of deja vu, bit of double for your evening tonight. As Max World takes provisional pole. Roddy the Kid well off the pace with a 128. Max World there taking provisional pole with 116.8. The three title adversaries are sure to try and improve. But at the moment, Max ahead of the three of them. Let's see how Simon's getting on here. Here comes Simon around that long last corner. Brad has taken provisional pole, but how long is it going to last? Simon is up to P3. So it's a 116.7 for Brad, 116.8 for Max and Simon. Swanton will need to improve again. Then it's Senna and Joker in the 117.0s. And both on track. They're on board now with Senna. Nowhere near on this lap, so we'll leave him. Ninja's into the pits. That's Joker getting on this lap. He is also going in. Smug's a couple of seconds down on his time. Easy Life, I think, might be crawling back to the pits as well. Indeed. So, really nothing to report as they go to their last runs, or prepare for their last runs. I suppose it may squeeze two in. Skippy and Max are on outlaps, as is our Newt, currently in last place. But that's about it. Our Red Bull has appeared. That's King Kong. He's on an outlap as well. He's on in P9 at the moment. It's all gone rather quiet as we prepare for the end of this qualifying session. And a lively ending to the session. Skippy looks to be cruising. Let's see if Al Newt can make any improvements himself. Slightly up through sector 1. 6 viewers in the chat on Twitch, thank you very much. Do come in and say hello. Get your predictions in the chat. Who's going to win? How many will finish And how many safety cars will we see? 20 finishes out of 20 last week on Blogging Mondays. Can you believe it? Big thanks to Swanton and Senna for stepping in as my new stewards over there to keep the unruly bunch under control. One less headache for me. Here goes our Newt, and he improves to P15 ahead of Easy Life. 118.2 for him. Roddy the Kid's brought it within a respectable distance of the field now, but still sits last. This is Max Weld, trying to chase down Brad Mason's pole time. And doing so well. Max Weld 1:16.4. That's by far the quickest lap we've seen so far. So once the yellow flag's clear, we'll see we've got 2 minutes left of the session. Most drivers are now out on track on their out laps or going for their last runs. We'll do our best again to get the drivers as they cross the line. At the moment it's Maxwell from Brad Mason, Simon Swanton on row 2, then Senna and Joker, Spoonie and Mr. Pickle, King Kong and Ninjas, Sloth and Our Newt from Colin and Levi, Smug and Easy Life, Skippy 50 Gent and Roddy the Kid. But all can change in the final minute as King Kong is into the pits. Maxwell thinks he's done enough. Maxwell's out of the session. Thinks he's done enough. We're about to watch Brad go over the line to start his final attempt. And here it goes. There is Syme, who's on his way round. Smug goes into the top 10 there with a 1:17.3. Good one for him. Checkered flag now out. Next across the line is Levi, who's invalidated. Then it's Sloth, who improves to P4. What a lap from Sloth. Great lap from him. Good evening to Cam in the chat. It's double Portugal tonight. Spoonie goes to P5. What a lap from Sloth though. 1:16.8 puts him P4. Brad doesn't make it. 1:16.7 for him. P3 at best. There's a Ferrari got off. That's Mr. Pickle going in the pits. Joker goes to P6. Swanton's down in P7. He needs to find something here. coming round the last corner. Here he goes. And it's P5 for Swanton. And that's everybody. So Maxwell takes the pole with Syme next to him on the front row, followed by Brad and Sloth. What a lap from Sloth to take P4 from Swanton and Spoonie. Joker and Senna, Mr. Pickle and Ninjas rounds the top 10 off ahead of Smug. I'm not sure what we're quite waiting for here, as everybody has completed. So Maxwell 1:16.4 takes the pole position from Syme. Brad and Sloth on the second row. Don't need that. Why am I pressing that? So here we go. A 33 lap race in prospect here. I will have a look at the formation of the standings ahead of, I think we have formation lap still on, where I'll bring you through all the tyres. We won't have that on later on due to multiple glitches. Maxwell, pole position, and has subscribed to DRL for a second month with Prime. So thanks for that, Maxwell. Good luck in the race. Portugal was very, very wet and rainy, disappointingly, but the stadium is immense and the game was pretty good. So I can't really complain too much. But yeah, not so much of a sunshine break in Portugal last week. As we now see the grid, the pit wall, shall I say, as the drivers are on the grid. I am going to just find the championship standings for you.
Evening, Blobby.
Good evening to Adkins in the chat. Also due to Portugal later on. So Swanton leads by 12 points from Syme, with Brad a further 25 back. Three races to go, remember. In the pro standings, Brad's a little bit closer. Sloth leads the way by 27 points from Ninjas in the Pro-Ams. And well, what a lap it was from him. Take P4. Championship, you can guess. AlphaTauri, Williams, Haas, and McLaren. McLaren in with a chance. Then Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, and then at the bottom is Alpine. That brings you right up to date. So eventually we will see the drivers on the formation lap. Maxwell is of a similar opinion to me. Loves this track. Certainly one of my favourites on the game as we get underway on the formation lap. And it's soft tyres for the front five. Max, Syme, Brad, Sloth and Swanton all going for the softs. Spoonie and Joker going for mediums. Mr. Pickle and Ninjas also, with Senna in amongst them on softs. Smug on softs, King Kong mediums. Al Newton, Colin both on softs. Levi and Easy Life both on mediums. Skippy on the softs, 50 Gent and Roddy the Kid on the mediums. No one choosing to start on the hard compound tyre, which I'm sure we will see later on. Be interested to see if the real life Portugal monsoon season is going to come into effect on the game. Looks dry at the moment, but grim. Certainly not the blue skies that you would attract Portugal with. So Max leads them round for the formation lap. 33 laps ahead of them. A couple of disqualifications before we've even got round. Bit of a long formation lap, this one. Back of the field are rounded back onto the straight and going for their grid boxes. Couple lagging a little behind towards the back.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everyone, says Bazza. Roddy, the last one to get disqualified for his parking. Hello to Wabster. And away we go. We are underway in Portugal. Max is going to get to the first corner first. Sloth maybe losing out in behind. Having to be careful around there. And was edged out by Swanton for P4. Good start from Swanton. Yellow in sector one, a big crash at the back, and Senna is out of the race. Virtual safety car, that's going to be a full safety car, surely. Senna is out. Everyone else has slowed to a walk. So far, no sign of the actual safety car. A lot of them now going, waiting to see who's supposed to pass who. Joker's picked up a penalty further forward. But Senna's race lasted less than 2 corners. Still under VSC here. Roddy the Kid and Colin are going very slowly indeed. There's a massive gap now between 50 Gent and King Kong, which I'm sure has been caused by Delta ridiculousness. Swanton, the big winner off the line, up to P4 ahead of Sloth. Still is a virtual safety car. Senna's corpse has been removed by the looks of it. Probably the wrong word to use there. The wreckage of his car. Smug passes Spoonie there into turn 1, and he's up to P8. King Kong is in the pits.
Touchwood, no glitches.
Indeed, touchwood, no glitches. Roddy now having a look at Easy Life at the back. King Kong changes his front wing and is away. Swanton trying to get to Brad now. As Syme and Max.
Hawks face with tears of joy, 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 face with tears of joy.
Yes, probably the wrong word to use in that context. Thank you, Abster. Side by side, Al Newt and Ninjas there. Good battling. And Al Newt gets the place for P10. Smug sets the fastest lap. He's had a good start as well. He's up there in P8. Colin now sets the fastest lap. He's climbing from the back. He's now up to P13 ahead of Skippy. Keep an eye on this battle between Swanton and Brad. Two of the title contenders. Just 3 races left of the season. Zandvoort next week before finishing, I want to say maybe in Suzuka, but I can't exactly remember. Look how close he's getting now to the back of Brad's Haas. Side by side they go, and Swanton takes P3. Joker passes Sloth for P5. And Al Newt has been passed again by Ninjas. The DRS certainly doing its job here on that main straight. Very similar to Jeddah in that respect. Mr. Pickle just had a little wobble coming out the corner as he tried to follow Sloth through. No harm done. So full grid anticipated this evening for Blobby Monday back here in Portugal. Where the action-packed reverse sprint is no longer, as the game glitches put paid to that. So we're back to the regular short quali. As Sloth is retaking Joker for P5. Our Newt is retaking Ninjas for P10. Mr. Pickle has now closed in to the Sloth and Joker battle. And Joker gave a little nudge there to the back of Sloth. Just a small love tap there from Joker, but it's got him in a bit of pressure from Mr. Pickle now. And they've got Smug and Spoonie trying to come and join in with this battle. Ninjas now takes our Newt once again. Those two are having a good scrap. Could there be some rain in the air here? Keep an eye on the weather. Could be a factor here. As Al Newt is going to have another go for Ninjas. And there he goes to P10 as the unfortunate Senna has had enough of watching for now. And he is away.
Good evening.
Good evening to Stacey in the chat. Hello, hello. Welcome in. We're on lap 6 of 33. They lost Senna on lap 1. 18 still going. And Max World is leading at the moment from Syme, Swanton and Brad. Joker now ahead of Sloth. Mr. Pickle now getting close to the back of Sloth. And Mr. Pickle's going to make the move up the inside. Mr. Pickle into P6. And Spoony passes Smug. And now Newt and Ninja swap places once again. All the overtaking of this track seems to happen into that turn 1. So, bear with me.
Only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8.
Want tickets for tonight? Message now.
Enter your details to reschedule your delivery.
Amazing holiday offer.
Your bank account has been compromised, and I need a few personal details.
Fraud is getting more sophisticated. Stay ahead of scams at gov.uk/stopthinkfraud.
It all comes down to this basic question. Can I improve me? You will begin to find out that learning is good for you, and the great things that you do are really happenings.
Gent get back to Colin. That opened up during that VSC, I think. Then Skippy, Levi, Easy Life, Roddy the Kid and King Kong. And a yellow set to one. That's a Ferrari. That's Levi. Levi is off. It certainly did look like he had a problem there. So then Mr. Pickle, Sloth and Spoony trying to chase down Joker. And into the pits comes Smug, an early pit stop. Mr. Pickle gets Joker for P5, and Joker trying an audacious leap over that sausage curb to get the place back. Up the inside goes Joker on Mr. Pickle. Lovely move. Sloth and Spoony looking on in this battle. Smug has rejoined down in 15th place. And Mr. Pickle chasing Joker. Got Sloth for company and Spoony trying to cling onto their coattails. Closest thing on track at the moment. And look at them go here. Smug continues to catch Levi after he's come out of the pits. Mr. Pickle picks up a penalty. And there goes Smug for his move on Levi. Smug then past Levi into P14. In terms of the front runners, we just await the pit stops. Not a lot of change at the moment. Max, Symes, Swanton, Brad, all just getting on with their own tidy races. Where the action's at is Mr. Pickle, Joker, Sloth, Spoonie. So lap 11 of 33 then. Ninja's still closing on Al Newts. Skippy's in the pit lane. So some of the soft runners might want to think about hitting the pits sooner rather than later, I think. And Skippy is going to rejoin in 16th place, just ahead of Roddy the Kid. Mr. Pickle, Joker, Sloth. Close still, Mr. Pickle, Joker, Sloth. And now Max Wild has lost the lead to Syme. Where did that come from? Maybe Max's tyres just going off a little bit quicker than Syme's. Syme, one of the best tyre management drivers on the roster. And it's paid dividends there into the lead. I was not expecting that. As we thought we'd cruise to pit stop time without much further action at the front, there is Syme popping up and taking the lead. Easy Life gained a place there on Levi. So Syme leads from Max Wild. Spoonie closing the gap now to Sloth. And they come down the straight again. Is anyone going to be able to make a move? Spoonie was the closest, but no doing. No sign of pit stops from the soft runners yet. So a waiting game. No safety car as of yet. A virtual after Senna's demise. On lap 1. as Levi gets back past Easy Life. Our Newt and Ninja still going at it. Probably don't realise that they're P9 and 10 now. And into the pits comes Max Wild. And Brad also. So Max and Brad are into the pits. Sloth also into the pits. Max, Brad, Sloth all out now of the pits. Behind 50 Gent. They're split up a bit by some traffic. We'll see how this comes out in the wash, but Max has rejoined in 9th, Brad in 11th, and Sloth in 13th. As we hit double figures on the Twitch viewers. Thank you very much, folks. Early Bath, says Senna in the DRS chat. And into the pits now come the two leaders. Simon Swanton into the pits. Joker continues and will take the lead of the race ahead of Mr. Pickle and Spoonie. Ninjas also continues. Al Newt is in the pits. Ninjas will be glad to see the back of him for a while. 50 Gent's going to go through ahead. And Maxwell up the inside of 50. Pushed him a little bit wide. Might be naughty, that one. Simon's right there, so Max will feel like he had to do something. And Simon now passes 50 as well. Lap 15 of 33. 63. Wow. No, lap 13 of 15 of 33. I'll get there in the end. 10 viewers and I can't speak. Terrible. And at the moment it's Joker, Mr. Pickle and Spoonie in the lead, having not pitted. Ninjas, who has not pitted, ahead of real Max World, who is looking like a real race winner at the moment here in DRS. Last week taken away from him in the steward's room. This week looks like making all. One of the kids picks up a time penalty. Collins into the pits. Our Newt passes Easy Life, who's pitting. I'm just getting a little bit warm. So I'll be 1 second. There we go. Just getting a little bit too warm at the moment, so take off a jumper. Lost half my viewers. Don't know how that happened. Simon sets the fastest lap of the race and passes Max World. So Max got the undercut, and Syme has retaken what eventually will be the lead. Caution in sector 2. That is for Roddy, I think. It was indeed for Roddy. Joker still leads from Mr. Pickle. Spoonie in third, and then Ninjas, and a yellow again, and it's a Haas. This time it's Skippy. Skippy is off. And now Ninjas has lost a couple of places as well. I think he didn't want to get in the way of the leaders battling, especially not his teammate Max. So Ninjas drops to P6. Obviously not his battle, as he'll be pitting shortly, I think. He's not pitting just yet. The three of them for the lead though. All within a second. Joker, Mr. Pickle, Spoonie. And lovely move that by Swanton up the inside of Ninjas and into P6. Lovely patient move that from Swanton. Mr. Pickle closing right in. Joker, Mr. Pickle, Spoonie. Then Syme closing in. Into the pits comes Joker. Joker into the pit lane. Or is he going soft to the end? He is. They're going to serve that 5-second penalty from earlier though, which is going to drop him down the order a bit. Joker's going to come up behind Smug and outside the top 10. And he's going to be close to Al Newton exit as well. And he's now P12. Spoonie still trying to get after Senna. Mr. Pickle and Spoonie, the front two, but Syme and Max are reeling them in. And they've got a pit anyway. So it looks like Syme and Max for this race, unless Swanton can get a move on. Brad at the moment stuck behind Ninjas, and into the pits comes Mr. Pickle. In front you can see Roddy the Kid, who's a lap down. Soft tyres for Mr. Pickle, and off he goes. Ninja's also in the pit, so that's freed up Sloth 50. Now where are we? Caution in sector 1 is possibly a pit stop. Don't know what happened there. 50 Gent and Smug in the pits. Mr. Pickle has rejoined in 7th place. Levi passing King Kong there, down in P15. So Spoonie out on his own now, but the gap violently decreasing. And into the pits now comes the race leader. So Syme retakes the lead. But for how long? Because Max is having a good look. We'll see where Spoonie rejoins. It looks like it's going to be six Sloth, sorry. And the others. Mr. Pickle is going to get to him as well. So Mr. Pickle in P6 from Spoonie in P7 after those pit stops. Ninjas has picked up a time penalty. Still got 12-13 laps to go of this race. Can Max find a way of forcing Syme into an error? Be a monumental performance for Colin to get points after starting back in 19th place. And a yellow in sector 3, and that is, I think, Roddy again going slowly, being lapped. Indeed. So nothing to worry about there, folks. And at the moment, nothing to worry about for Syme. Who's driving majestically at the moment. Smug sets the fastest lap of the race. He's outside the point scoring positions at the moment. All the way down now, we've got gaps everywhere apart from the front two. Roddy the Kids picks up a penalty. Syme managing that gap to Maxwell behind him. I think most drivers now very evenly matched pace-wise here. Spoonie trying to close to Mr. Pickle a little. Yeah, very evenly balanced race today. And not a lot by the way of controversy. Of course, if it's controversy you want, 10 PM is a different story. I'm hoping for less confident this week, and I've extended Upton Park. Extended the Syme trying to extend his lead. Controversy later in Blobby Mondays perhaps, but everybody has been told to behave themselves after last week, where we had 20 finishers, but you wouldn't have thought it, as Spoonie takes Mr. Pickle. Never known a 20 driver, 20 finisher race to then cause so much controversy and arguments. The Discord is the place to be after these races in Blobby Mondays. Skippy and Levi are into the pit lane. Thanks again to Swanton and Senna for taking over the stewarding of Blobby Mondays. One less job and one less potential headache for me. Syme and Max. Max still can't get to him. Still half a second back. Is he going to go for a dive this time? No, he isn't. 25 of 33. Look, they're getting close now, though. As they lap a couple of back markers at the same time. Ninjas and Al Newt back together again. And Al went a bit wide there. Ninjas gets the place. Collins picks up a time penalty. We'll look at those a little bit later. Can Max get close enough for a move anywhere on this track? Or is Syme going to run away with it? Spoony now closing in on Sloth. So the fresh soft tyres doing the job for Spoony. King Kong's not had the best of races. He's down in 15, 16, 17, having a scrap at the moment with Skippy and Levi. Swanton's now picked up a penalty and Spoony passes Sloth. So 18 of the 19 still remaining. It's Spoony from Sloth and Mr. Pickle this battle. Further back Levi from Skippy and King Kong. And of course keep an eye on the leaders as it's still less than half a second between Syme and Max Wells. Who's going to get the move this time? Looks like King Kong. That stayed behind eventually. You'll see them ghosting because they have or are being lapped. As you can see, these three are following the front two around at the moment. A lap behind. Mr. Pickle passing Sloth for P6. Lap 27 of 33. Skippy's picked up a time penalty. Here we go then for the last 5 or 6 laps of the race. The back marker's certainly not backing off from the leaders, and a yellow in sector 2 is Spoony. Spoony is off. Spoony has gone off. And he was running as high as 5th. He's now dropped to P8. No visible damage. Let's look at the penalties. 9 seconds for Roddy the Kid. 6 for Skippy. 5 for Smug. 3 for each of Easy Life, Colin, Ninjas, Mr. Pickle, Brad Mason and Swanton. So there are the penalties. Lap 28 now. No change up top side. Managing it from Ninjas. From Max World, sorry. Ninjas is down in P9. Sloth heading for another win on the Pro-Am. Maxwell dropping back from Simon a little bit on this lap. Still at the attentions of the lapped Ferrari behind him. Skippy passes King Kong, but they went very wide. Caution in sector 1 is again, I think it is King Kong. Yeah, King Kong and Skippy maybe had some kind of altercation there. King Kong has come off the worst of it in terms of time.
Only phone with best tape. Google Pixel 8.
We believed Kong was the last of his kind. We were wrong. This world has more secrets than we could possibly imagine.
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be on his own.
Godzilla. We're teaming up.
Godzilla Kong, the new empire.
And looks to have it under control. Smug getting close now to Colin and passing him. So Smug up. Oh, and Colin pushed very wide there. Did Smug leave him enough room? That's the question. Smug is up to P11 though. Sloth trying to get to Mr. Pickle. Brad and Swanton, very quiet races in the end for those two. Swanton, I'm guessing, will be the happier of the two, having started a bit further back on the grid. Max hasn't given up on the win yet. And he's closing in. But Syme keeps finding enough to stay in front. Sloth goes past Mr. Pickle. A great drive from Sloth. He's in with driver of the day chances with this drive. Mixing it amongst the top end. Spoonie, sorry, not Spoonie, this is Spoonie. Levi, the latest, to pick up a time penalty. Just 2 laps to go now at the end of this one. If Max is going to make the move, he's got to do it soon. He's got DRS once again. But he's not close enough to make the move, is he? No, he is not. Anything to do with this extra help of DRS? Again, nothing doing. Mr. Pickle passes Sloth. Can Brad find a way past Syme in the final couple of laps? King Kong picks up a time penalty. Syme starts the final lap. Brad's getting there. Brad's getting close. He's going for the outside. And, sorry, not Brad, Max. And Max takes the lead of the race on the final lap. Sloth surely going to be too far back to try and move on Mr. Pickle on this occasion. Yellows in sector 2 are for Alpines, possibly Roddy again, who unfortunately has struggled today. Max then leads. Has he timed it to perfection? Sector 1 yellow is Ninjas. Ninjas is off. Could cost him a pro point if Smug's going to get to him. Meanwhile, they're coming round the last corner here. Max Wild is going to take the checkered flag from Syme in second. A great battle for the win. Swanton is going to come home for third. Then it's Brad Mason next, ahead of Mr. Pickle, who'll be chased home by Sloth, Joker and Spoonie, and lose some places with penalties. Sloth to P5. In fact, Mr. Pickle holds P6, just ahead of Joker. Spoonie, then it's Al Newt. And Ninjas will come over in P10. And that will hold with Smug in P11. 50 Gent P12. Colin and Easy Life, the last ones on the same lap to finish. There goes Colin. Fastest lap of the race for Colin. On the end there. He's not going to get a point for it, but he'll take a point out of somebody else's bin. Easy Life comes across the line for P14, ahead of Levi King Kong.